Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mike from the Gen X Project. I got me a good old glass of Irish whiskey here. I'm about to start designing a brand new cabinet to fit in my van. I'm going to do most of it inside my apartment. It's wintertime, it's cold outside, snow, so it's going to be hard to do. So if this is something that interests you, stick around. Let's get to work. So one of the things I've done already is I went ahead and did a very rough sketch to kind of give me the idea of what I had in mind. From there, I'm going to create a parts list, and then I'm going to bring it up onto the computer and actually give myself, this is the actually layout of what I'm doing. I'm going to have, this is going to be my battery charging center with 2 AGM leisure batteries, a drawer up here for, I believe I'm going to put all my storage in, or my, anything to have to do with rechargeables right above this. Then I've got 3 drawers here that I'm going to use. I don't know why my camera keeps doing that. I've got 3 that I'm going to use here for storage. Then 2 doors, and 2 drawers above, and then a 3/4 inch top cabinet. Down here, I kind of roughed everything in, kind of gave myself the measurements all the way across. I know the thickness of the plywood, which is 3/4 of an inch, or I don't know what the millimeters are right yet, but I'll figure that out. Then over here, I'm going to create an actual cut list of all the things that I need to cut. I'm going to use a software that actually allows me to go ahead and go in there, and I can actually take a full, I'm like really close to myself here. Wow. What it'll allow me to do is take let's say a full 4x8 sheet of plywood. I can list all my materials, and then what my sheet sizes are. I'll list all my materials of what I'm going to cut. And then what it does is it calculates out on a full 4 foot by 8 foot sheet of plywood. So then that way I'm not cutting off a bunch and then throwing a bunch away and trying to figure out what cuts work where. This extra step that I take is actually going to help, not only for spending money for buying plywood, but will also help me plan out all my cuts. So this software will be on my desktop. I think you can use it on your phone or like an iPad or a laptop or whatever, but it's a web-based, it's not just an app, so it's actually a web-based program. I'll link all that stuff down here in the bottom in the description so that you know what the software is that I'm using. But first and foremost, what I have to do, as you can see, is I have to take all this material here, and I'm not going to put the drawers and all that. I'll do a separate cut list for that. But I know what my sides are going to be. I've measured out in the van, so I know I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 uprights. So I know those on my van are going to be, because it's contoured in the back, the top is going to be approximately 16 inches deep, and the bottom is going to be approximately 18 inches deep. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut these basically as rectangles. These will be 18 inches deep by whatever height. I have the height somewhere. I don't remember where I wrote it down, but I'll find that. But I will make the height what I want to give the extra for the 3/4 inch solid top that's going to go on, and this toe kick that I put on the bottom. But right here, what I start doing is I'm going to write out a parts list of everything to put in the software program so that it knows all the cross members that I'm going to put in, not this face frame, but actually all the cross members are going to go across the top, the back side to screw the top down on top of this cabinet. And then there'll be a piece across the back that goes across all these backs that will actually screw into the stud that I have on the wall to hold this solid so it doesn't fall when I turn a corner. This is going to be loaded with materials, loaded with camping gear, clothing, or all that stuff. So you don't want this to fall over on you or fall over in the van. And then each one of these will have a base cabinet, a base shelf in there. And then these dotted lines, I don't know if you can see those. These dotted lines are actually going to have a pull-out. So when you open these 2 doors, these will open wide open, and then these drawers will actually pull straight out. Each one of these will be on ball bearing slides. All the drawers will be the same way. And then my battery center, I'm going to have to design the battery center based on the materials that I have. So this battery or slash charging center will have one door that actually opens all the way up. And then I'll be able to slide both my batteries out, or maybe keep these solid in there strapped down. But then everything for the charging center will be up on top. Again, the dotted lines, that'll all be on top, so that I can actually just slide that out if I've got to make changes, or switch out fuses or change the wiring. But that will be another video entirely of doing that whole thing. So went from conception to drawing to parts list, and then once I get it all cut, then I'll get everything cut, and that'll be the end of it. And then it's a start putting it all together. So stick around, and you know, these whole video things, I'm trying to do these to help you out. So if there's anything that you see or you have a question on, make sure that you comment below. For sure. It really helps me out. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll put like a little icon down here to remind you. But go down and hit the subscribe button, and then give it a big thumbs up. That really helps me. Lets me know that you're watching. Lets me know that you appreciate the video, whether it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Hopefully it's not a thumbs down, but if it is a thumbs up, let me know. All right, so let's get to designing the whole process. All right, let's get started. I went ahead and wrote down all the parts that I'm going to need for the shell of the cabinet, and basically just the shell, basically to build everything that I need to hold it up. And then that way I can start building my drawers, my drawer fronts, all that. We'll do that on another cut list, and I'll show you what I do on that one. But this one, we're going to be using Cutlist Optimizer. This is a web-based program used for cabinet making or cutting sheets of plywood. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything unless you upgrade. Make sure you sign in or create an account. That way you can save your projects. I'll go into the settings here. You can change your language, waste area, optimal. These things you can't change unless you're upgraded. Generic, I'll just leave it that. You can change it to millimeters, cents, inches, whatever. For me, I just leave it so it'd be 16 point, and then 2 decimal spaces would be for the measurement itself. Minimum trim dimensions, don't really know how to use that yet. Stack panels, that's if you're doing, you know, 50 sheets or 50 panels, all the same thing. So no need to really change anything of that. This Cutlist Optimizer, you can see the website right up here. I will put that also down, a link in the description, so you can take it, you know, you can click on it and go right to it. So let's get started. The panels here are basically parts. They say panels, but just think of them as it's parts. The stock sheets are what you're cutting from for your panels, or AKA your parts. For me, I'm going to be using 4 foot by 8 foot sheets, which is 48 inches by 96 inches. And then you put the quantity, how many, and then the label, that's up to you. Same with your panels up here. So let's start up here, and I know I'm going to do let's see, length. I'm going to need 18 inches by, oh excuse me, it's going to do inches anyways, 18 by 32. I need 5 of those, and label, we'll put uprights. Then the next part is going to be 14. Length is going to be 18. I need 2 of those. And that is going to be, let's see, 14 by 18. That's going to be the shelves for 2 of the cabinet areas. So we'll put shelves. Then we'll go down, hit tab. We need 12 inch by 18 inch. I need 1 of those. That's another shelf. Then I need another one that is 10 inches by 18, and that is also 1, and that's going to be a shelf. Whoops. It's going to be a shelf. I don't know why that's red. I'm assuming because I already Here we can change this to shelf 1 and change this to shelf 2. Alright, so that covers all my shelves. So now I need my kick plate that's going to go across the bottom. So I need that one to be 3 inches wide. And then this needs to be 53 3/4. Need one of those, and we'll label that kick plate. Still not sure why that's red. Then we're going to need the cross members in between each cabinet. So I need, these ones will be 14 inches long by 3 inches wide. Need 6 of those. And that'll be bracing. 1. Then we'll go down, we need, let's see, we got 6 of those, so then we need 12 inches long by 3 inches wide. We need 3 of those, and that is going to be bracing 2. Then we need 10 inches long by 3 inches wide. Need 3 of those. And now I'm going a little overboard on the width of the bracing, but I want plenty of beef to hold the top on, so I have places to screw into. And then I'll show you once we do that on how that works. So we got that, so we're going to put bracing 3. Alright, so that's all the parts that we need, or the panels they call them. Let me check these. Let's see, the height is 32, so next we're going to change this to 32 by 18 wide. Let's see, check this one here, 2 at 14 by 18 long, so those will be 18 long by 14 wide. I got these little backwards here when I wrote them down. So this one will be 18 long by 12. And then this one will be 18 by 10. These are the shelves, so it's better to lay them out the length, the longest part, and then the width of each one. So I think we got the longest. Yep, got all these. So stock sheets, I have the length is going to be 96 inches, and the width is going to be 48. The quantity is 2 sheets, and this will be, let's say, birch ply. So now we know what those are. All right, labels on the panels. Consider material. Yeah, we can do that. Let's consider the material. Edge banding, no. We don't have that. Grain direction, no, we don't want that. So we go up here to calculate. We hit the calculate button. I don't know why that come up. All right, so here's what it is figuring out for me. And this is the best part. It's telling me the solution. Say click to accept the solution. All right. So now it's going over and it's telling me how many sheets I have, the total used area, or 48% of the sheet, 52% is waste. So that's based on 2 sheets. So what we're going to end up having is one sheet we're pretty much going to cut everything out of. Notice how it says, tells me everything here, what it is. Shelves, there's my 18 by 14, 2 of those. One of my 18 by 10, there's another 18 by 10, or excuse me, 18 by 10, 18 by 12. So there's 2 openings. There's another opening, and there's the one, this one here, that 18 by 12 will be where all 3 of my drawers are. And then this one will be where my battery storage compartment is going to be. Here's an upright. Here's an upright. These are all my uprights. Here's all my bracing. Notice it's kind of hard to read there. So all we have to do is we can increase or decrease the font size. That's as far down as it'll go. And we know which ones they are just by looking at them. They're color coded. You can change the colors on those if you want. You can turn them off. You can turn the colors off. You can turn them back on. I'll just turn them off for easier reading. Increase the font size a little bit so I can read them. Now keep in mind that this actually, when we zoom in here, as you can see, there's a gap right here. See that little gap? what that is your saw kerf. So when you cut your sheets, you want to make sure that when you mark your line at 9.48 or whatever it is, 3.48, we go 3.5 basically. This is the kerf of your saw. So you want that to run right down the edge of that, and that'll give you one side is your, that's as far or as close as it'll get. But that is exactly where your saw is going to go down. As you can see, it's right on the edge of this one and right on the edge of this one. So you want to cut on the outside of this one, and that'll give you the automatic inside of this one. This one you'll want to cut right on the line, right on your line. So when you mark this out, you want to cut right on this line, and it'll give you the exact dimensions that you're looking for. So we go all the way down here, and it says that, let's shrink this back out. This one here is a full sheet, and it's saying this is waste, and that's fine because we're going to save this for drawers and also for our excuse me, not for our face frame, but our drawer frames, or door faces I should say. So this will all be good for your drawers and any doors that you put on, and then this is your last upright here. So everything here tells your stock material size, how much area you used, how much waste you use, how many cuts you're going to have to make, average cut length, I believe, panels, how many panels you'll have, how many wasted panels, which is each one of these is considered a wasted panel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. So when you rip this down, you rip this down all the way down, and then you come back, and if you have a miter saw, which I do not, this is where you miter saw all these pieces out. So you'd cut this one off, cut all these down, cut this one off, cut all these, and you start from this side, from the right, work your way all the way to the left. And as you can see, it won't let me go anymore. You'll see this is right on the edge. So you start from over here. There's your saw blade. Put your saw blade right in the center, right in the center, right in the center, right in the center. And that's how that works. So that is what I have, and it gives you a cut list. And these, the Y and yeah, your cut here gives you all your dimensions. And I'm sure if it comes up here, this will show you your first cut. This will show you your second cut, third cut. So, and this is actually how it recommends. So this would be your first cut. This is your second cut, which it's not showing here. Let me see if I can shrink that down for you. There, first cut, second cut, third cut, fourth, and so on. And it'll show you how you should do all your cuts for maximum, basically maximum speed, I guess you would say. And it goes all the way down and tells you how to cut them. You can cut them any way you want. This is just the computer saying this is the most efficient way to cut these. That'd be the easiest way to do it. So you're going to cut this full panel off. You're going to cut this one. Then you're going to cut this one. Then you're going to cut that one. That one. That one. And so on and so forth. And that's what it recommends. You can cut them any way you want, but just remember to stay on that kerf line right on the center of it, and you'll be fine. If anything, you may be off by a millimeter or two. I don't think it'll be an issue. One of the nice things about this, though, is you can save this. Save as, and where did it go? There is a print feature somewhere in here. Where is it? Yes, export to PDF, or you can export it as an image. I always export it to PDF. It's going to tell me what it is, Cutlist Optimizer. Can't change any of this because all this is on that upgraded side of it. You just say, make sure you show everything, show date, say okay. It will generate a PDF for you, so you can take out to the shop or wherever you're going to do it. Where I'm going to do it is outside of my apartment to cut all these pieces. But this is my entire cut list. Now it won't show you where to cut first, second, third, any of that. It's going to do that on the software itself. But it gives you everything you need to know. How many uprights, how many shelves, shelf 1, shelf 2 is uprights 5, kick plate 1, bracing 6. It tells you all that. How many stock sheets you need, percentage, total waste area. how many times you cut, basically everything you saw before. And this is all on a PDF. All you have to do is go over here and print to your printer. And you want to print both pages, single-sided print. It says printer offline, not sure why. It says printer offline. Let's try that again. See if the printer, there we go. Apparently the printer was sleeping. But that's what you have. So on the next video, we're going to go over, I'm going to do the cutting and then show you how I cut and put the entire thing together. So hopefully that helps. And like I said, subscribe, please subscribe down at the bottom. And also if you want to be notified of that next video that I do, all you have to do is hit the little bell icon and it'll notify you that I uploaded the next video. So once again, smash the like button. Let me know you like this. This lets me know that this is actually helping people. Make sure you subscribe. And up next is going to be the wonderful job of standing outside in the cold and cutting all this material. All right. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.